Slay. Hello everyone and welcome back to solo mode. My name is Jamie from Foster the Meeple and I am here again to do another solo playthrough. And today's playthrough is on Slay the Spire, which is very, very exciting. Slay the Spire is published by Contention Games and it is designed by, I need to read the back of the box because there's lots of names, Gary Dworetsky, Anthony Giovannetti, and Casey Yano. So, as per usual with my solo playthroughs, I'm going to do a little overview of how the game works, and then we're going to dive into the play. For today, I will only be doing Act 1. So for anybody that's not familiar, Slay the Spire does play over 3 acts, assuming you don't die. But for today's video, I will be doing Act 1. I'm very excited. I have recently become obsessed with the video game, and luckily we owned the board game and I had to play it right away. So I've played it, I love it, and I'm really excited to play it with you guys here today. So without further ado, let's dive in to Slay the Spire and let's slay all day. Alrighty, let's take a look at the game and see how it works. I'm just going to do a general overview here. Like I said, not a full teach. There are lots of great how to plays, including one here on BoardGameGeek, which I will link in the description below. But for anybody that's played Slay the Spire, the video game, the board game plays very, very similarly. And if you haven't played the video game, number one, I recommend it. But essentially it's a deck building game where you are playing as a character, fighting different baddies until you eventually reach the boss. The game as a whole is played in 3 acts. Each act is going to give you a map along with a bunch of different challenges and then a final boss. If you complete Act 1, you then move on to Act 2. If you complete Act 2, you then move on to Act 3. And if you complete Act 3 and you defeat the boss, then you win the game and you're amazing. I've still yet to achieve that in the video game. I have selected a character. There are 4 characters to choose from. Mine is the Defect. I really enjoy playing as the Defect in the game. My favorite character is the Silence, but I've seen a lot of playthroughs that use the Silence, so I thought maybe I'd feature a different character. So the Defect is essentially like a robot kind of AI character, and they're all about channeling orbs and releasing energy and all that kind of stuff. I'll explain how they work as we get into the playthrough or as we get into the teach. But basically, to start, we put out one of the Act 1 maps. This is double-sided. I just randomly picked a side. Then we fill out the tokens. Some of them have a dark side, so you randomly put those out on either the dark side or the light side, flip them over, and that uncovers your map, giving you, of course, lots of variability. On our turn, what we're going to do, or each round, we are going to take this little boot and we are going to choose which direction to go. So long as there's a path, we can go that way. Then, once we get to that location, we are going to do whatever the location requires us to do. So some of those things are going to be question marks. Those are events. When we reach a question mark, we will pull a random event card, which have all been kind of shuffled up. The event cards, actually I'll just pull one here, are going to give you typically some options. So it'll give you a little piece of the story and then you'll choose an option. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen, sometimes you get benefits, sometimes you get benefits with penalties. It's a whole bunch of stuff happening in the event, but that's what the question marks do, and we'll just look at those kind of as we get there. We also have a first encounter, which is where we start, which we're going to shuffle these up and pull a random first encounter monster. And then moving forward, that same symbol you'll see kind of all throughout. Whenever we get to those, we are going to pull out a monster. Now, some of the monsters, let's just pull one here. Oh, that's a really good example. Some of the monsters have summons, and that's where these cards come in. Now, the gremlins, we're going to pull specifically from the gremlin deck. It will tell us, typically it'll be random gremlins that we'll put out. Other cards are going to ask us to summon things that are specific, so we can just go through the summons deck, pull out what we need. These technically don't need to be face down or shuffled because we're going to know what we need to get from this summon stack. Then we are just going to proceed to fight the monster. We're going to fight the monster until either we die, and if that happens, the game is over, or until we kill the monster. And let's just pull one at random. I put the other one on the bottom. Anyways, let's just show you what that looks like. So if I had pulled out this monster, then this is what I will be fighting. One of these, well, not one of these, but a red cube will go on their total health, and then you're just going to fight it until hopefully you defeat it. When you defeat it, you get the reward that's in the upper left-hand corner. They all give different kinds of rewards, but usually it's getting some form of card to add to your deck, money, etc. Now, some of these have dice symbols on them. At the beginning of each combat, we're going to be rolling this die. That die is going to be telling us a few things. Number one, in a solo game, we have the loaded dice card, and if we get one of these numbers, we'll get a special benefit. Number two, it's going to tell us sometimes what the bad guy is going to do. Some of them just have straight up, like this guy is just going to do 2 attack every time no matter what, but the jaw worm, it's going to be dependent on what I roll at the beginning of that round. So for this one, he'd be hitting me for 3 and then gaining 1 defense. Okay? So you're going to continue doing that until all of the monsters have been defeated. Sometimes, like I said, there will be multiple if there are summons. So let's kind of talk about how that combat works before we kind of keep climbing up. And this is going to be the same for regular enemies and elite enemies. Elite enemies are the ones here with the horns. They just happen to be stronger enemies, basically. So how a combat is going to work, we are at first, so I'll put all of this here so you can see. We start at our maximum health in the game. As we lose health, we don't gain it unless we heal. There's going to be different ways that we could potentially heal. We put our block at 0 and our energy at 3. So we have 3 energy to spend each round, and energy is how we play out cards. Each card is going to say how much energy it requires. It can be 0, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it might be. And you're like, if it's 5, how would we do that? There is a way to gain more energy throughout the game. So this is how it's going to be set up. Each of the different characters, and like I mentioned, are 4, are going to have some special things that they do. As an example, for the defect, they start the combat with 1 lightning. They channel 1 lightning, so that's the yellow cube. Talk more about that when we talk about the defect. So how this is going to work, let's just, not you, we'll pull out, I want to pull out somebody that, there. Yeah, that's a summon, hold on. Okay, let's do this. I just wanted something kind of simple. So, the beginning of the round, I roll, I check, this is going to give me 1 defense, I put it up. Then I take my turn. I will take my turn by playing out cards and spending energy. So I can play as many cards as I want so long as I have the energy to do it. When I play out a card, I will do the thing. This is an attack, it's a strike. If I attack and hit, because they don't have any defense or whatever, I'm just going to move the tracker cube down. We also have defense cards, which will increase your block for when the enemy attacks. And then each character will have different special skills and powers, and we'll discuss all of those when we play the game. But I'm going to take my turn, spend hopefully all of my energy, do my attacks, do my blocks, do whatever it might be. And by the way, you get 5 cards in your hand. You don't get your whole deck, so you have 5 cards, okay? Then, after you do that, the enemy is going to get a turn. So they are, based on your die roll, based on whatever the card says, they are going to attack, they're going to gain a status effect, they're going to defend, they're going to do something. You just follow whatever the card says. If they attack, and this works either way, and you have block, instead of taking off health, you will take off 1 shield until your shields are gone, and then you have to take off your health. Okay? So the enemies are going to attack. If you have multiple, they will all attack or do whatever it is they want to do. You kind of have to go through all of them. And we'll discuss each enemy as they come up because they're all different. They're all going to do different things. There's different keywords and status effects. Once again, we'll talk about that as we actually play the game. We're going to continue doing that, like I said before, until either all the enemies are dead or you're dead, in which case the game is over. If the enemy dies, that's great. You're going to get the reward and benefits, and then you are going to move on. The other types of areas that you can move on to in the map, we have campsites. Now, campsites are a way that you could do one of two things, and one of those things is heal. So you can heal 3 health points at a campsite. So you could choose to do that, or instead, you can choose to upgrade a card, and this is why all the cards are sleeved. So if I wanted to upgrade my dual cast card, I would take it out of the sleeve and flip it over, and it's going to be an upgraded version of that action. Sometimes it's to do more damage, to make the card cheaper, to do whatever. It's all different depending on the type of card. There's 2 other types of things. Here we have straight up treasure location. Each player will gain a treasure from the treasure deck. Then we also have the merchant location. That is the last location. So this board, this is kind of like our reference board. It has the combat round, the icons, everything, but when you flip it over, it becomes the merchant board. We're going to load it up with 3 treasures and 3 potions, and each of those are going to have different values. So you'll see there's a value down here. Throughout the game, we are going to be gaining money, and actually in a solo game, I'll start with 2 money. We're going to be gaining money, and then we can use that to buy different potions or treasures. The treasures are going to give us different things that we can potentially use during our turn. These ones are both, if you roll a 1, you can trigger a die relic ability. This one's if you roll a 1, the next attack you play this turn is played twice. So they're basically upgrading the things you can do. And potions, you can have up to 3, and they're going to be like one-time effects that you can use during a combat. This one, as an example, draw 3 cards. This one is due to, what's that called? Weaken? I think this is weaken. So you can have up to 3 potions, drink them, gain more potions later, all that good stuff. So that's what the merchant board is really for, so you can buy some cards. There's also 2 other options. You can buy cards, like I've already said. Reveal 3 cards. So like I mentioned before, this is a deck building game. So you could buy cards from your deck essentially here. And then another thing you can do is remove cards from your hand. So you might start having some like weaker cards and you want to just fill your hand and your deck with stronger cards. So you could pay $3 to remove a card from your deck. Speaking of cards, we have a starter deck. So these are like basic cards that we have. Throughout the game, anytime that we gain a card, we will reveal 3 from this deck. And then we will choose one, and these are just better cards. So that's what this deck is. If there's a golden ticket in here, like Willy Wonka, and I won't be able to find it, but it is in here. If the golden ticket shows up, instead, we'll be able to get one of these cards, which is kind of like a fancier upgrade card. Okay, they're rare. Then the other thing here, this is curses. So some of the events may land us with some curses, which we don't really want, but we might get. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else on here that I haven't talked about before we get started. So there's also the status effects that enemies can put on us. We'll discuss those as they come up. These are relics that we could potentially get as treasure. Once we get through the whole map, and we can choose whatever pathways we want, so long as there is a path, if we're still alive, we will go to the boss. During setup, I rolled a die. I rolled a 5, which got me this boss. There are 3 different bosses for Act 1. So when we get there, we will reveal that boss. The only other thing to mention before we get started is going to be talking about our character. I will also just mention at the beginning of each act, we will pull one of Niao's cards, and that will give us some benefit and a choice to make. So let's talk about the defect, shall we? So like I mentioned, the defect is all about channeling different types of energy. So there's 3 different kinds that they can get. So we have lightning, frost, and dark. So frost is blue, lightning yellow, dark is purple. Anytime that we channel orbs, we are going to be channeling them into these slots. If those slots are filled, then we will evoke one of those orbs, which will do some kind of a special thing in order to refill it. We'll do that as much as we need to make sure that we get all of our cubes in. So let's talk about that. Basically, this character is all about gaining these orbs, evoking them, releasing them. The lightning orbs deal damage. So at the end of my turn, for each lightning orb that I have, I can deal damage to an enemy. For each orb I have, I can choose a different enemy. It doesn't always have to be the same one. When the lightning gets evoked, and that's going to be like a card, different cards that will come up, like this one as an example, evoke one orb twice. Evoke means I deal 2 damage with the lightning. If I did it twice, I would deal 2. I would evoke it again. I would deal 2 more. And then once you evoke, the orb is gone. Okay. So this is a little bit different than how this character works in the video game. If you played the video game, just so you know, Frost is going to give us defense. And the purple one, which is dark, only gets triggered when it gets evoked. It will do 3 damage plus 1 for each power that you have in play. And power is a certain type of card. And I don't start with any, so I can't show you. All right, so that's basically how the defect works. So we're really trying to utilize and maximize the orbs that we have. But I think, my friends, that's everything. I say that we dive in. I will explain what the heck is happening as we play. Here we go. Let's play. Meow's Blessing. Choose. Okay, so the first thing, I gain 3 money. Money, please. 1, 2, 3 money. So it gives me 5, so I'm just going to take a 5er. And then I get to choose one of the following options. I can upgrade a card, gain 3 potions, or upgrade 2 random cards, but I have to lose 2 health points. If anything tells me to lose health, I don't do it because I'm not good enough at this game to just be walking around with no health. 3 potions is pretty good. Or I can upgrade. No, I'm going to get the 3 potions. I like a potion. If you use them during combat and stuff, usually they're helpful, sometimes less so. All right, let's gain 3 potions. And then this is going to go away. We'll move Meow. Bye, Meow. Alrighty, so here are my 3 potions, and I might actually put them down here because I'm going to try and put my played cards above. Alright, so I got Ancient Potion. Remove all weakness and vulnerable from your character. Those are status effects that are no good. This one is Liquid Memories. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. It costs 0 energy this turn. That's pretty good. And then we have Snicko Oil. Like snake oil. Draw 5 cards and gain 2 of these. What are these called? I forget. Status effects. Spirally. Doohickeys. They're called days. Not doohickeys. Gain 2. See what I mean? Like, this is great because you can draw 5 cards. But nobody wants to be dazed. All right. So now we are going to begin. We begin with our first encounter. So let's shovel these bad boys up, and we will pull our first encounter. We have the Jaw Worm. Ooh, okay, so the Jaw Worm has 8 health. When we defeat, we will gain $1, a potion, and a card. All right, and once again, it's a maximum 3 potions, but I can get rid of one to gain a new one if I like. So everything is set up. We are going to draw, oopsies, we do not start with those. We do start with 1 lightning. And then we are going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deck here. And then we are going to roll the die. So it's a 6. So a 6 is for them. I now know that they are going to be attacking me for 3, so I need to prepare for that. And on my card, a 6 will trigger a die relic ability, and I currently don't have any, so that's not super helpful for me at this moment. So it is my turn. Now I do have a defense. I have 2 strike, which are my attack cards. I have a zap to channel lightning and evoke 1 orb twice. I do think I will do a defense. So I will put my block up 1 and I'll put my energy down 1. I'm just going to leave that in my play area. I don't have any more defense, so I may as well channel 1 lightning. So I'm going to put a lightning here, and that's going to cost me 1 energy. And then I could, and I will, use my dual cast. So the dual cast lets me evoke 1 orb twice. So to evoke a lightning, because I only have the lightning orbs, is going to deal 2 damage, and I get to do that twice. So I only have 1 target, so I will be hitting them for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then that is going to go away. So I've spent all of my energy. These will go into my discard pile, as well as ones that are in my hand. So you don't get to carry anything over unless you have an ability that allows you to do that. Then we are going to look at our orbs, because I'm playing the defect and I'm using lightning, and at the end of the turn, the lightning orb will do 1 damage. So they're already down to 3. Ha! That's pretty good. Okay, so that's end of turn. I've discarded my hand. It is now the enemy's turn. The jawworm is going to be hitting me for 3. I have 1 block, so they're hitting me for 2. And just like that, I'm down to 7 health. One thing I didn't mention, if I had more block left, it resets at the end. So you don't get to carry block over from turn over turn, once again, unless you have a special ability or a card or something that allows you to do that, okay? So we've reset everything. We will draw 5 cards, which I already know we have because our starting hand is 10. And then we go again. So back to me. So, oops, we got to roll this. A 4. So a 4 gives me 1 block, and a 4 means they're hitting for 2 and blocking for 1. They only have 3 health left, so if I can kill them now, which I will be able to once my lightning happens at the end of my turn. So I'll spend 1 to strike. I will spend another 1 to strike. Now all I have left are defense, so I'll just spend 1 to gain a defense. We will discard our hand. Okay. And then it's end of turn, and my lightning will happen. And we have killed the jawworm just like that. He didn't even stand a freaking chance. So it ends. The battle ends immediately. They don't get to take their turn because I squished him. It's just a worm with a big mouth. Nobody wants that around anyway. Not me, personally. Maybe not you, probably. So now we are going to gain the benefits, the rewards. So he is giving me $1, 1 potion. So I want to see if this is better. So it's attack, attack, attack. Treat each attack as a separate 0 cost attack. That means I could attack multiple. That's better than this Snecko oil, which I am going to be getting rid of. Then I get another card to add to my deck. So anytime we see this card here, we are going to reveal 3, and then we will choose 1. Okay. All right, so we have Steam Barrier, which is a defense card. Gain 1 defense plus 1 if the topmost card of your discard pile costs 0. We have Hologram, 1 defense. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand and exhaust. Exhaust is something we haven't talked about, but if a card tells you to exhaust, it's just out for the rest of that combat. You get it back when you reshuffle, when you move on, basically. And then we have Reinforced Body. X plus 1 defense, X can be 0. Anytime you see an X, it's just you can spend however much energy you want in order to do the thing. So like, if I had spent 2 energy for this card, it would be 2 plus 1 defense, so I would get 3 defense. X can be 0, and that means I would just get 1. So I think I might get Steam Barrier because it costs, and I might throw it around a little bit. It costs 0. That's pretty good for right now. And now we move on. I want to avoid some of these elite enemies, that's for sure. Let's go up here to this event. So we will choose a card, we will flip a card, an event. Wing Statue. I'm not wearing my glasses. You notice an intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside. So I have to choose. I can pray, remove a card and lose 2 HP, or gather gold and gain $2. I will be gaining $2. And you might be thinking like, why would you ever choose that? Because sometimes you want to thin out that deck, you know, because you got a lot of cards that aren't doing much of anything in here. So I've gained my money. So now we're gonna move, and I have to continue along this path because this is the path I chose. So we have another event. Ominous Forge. Bum, bum, bum. Inside a small hut, you find a forge. The tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars in the furnace. So here's my choices. Rummage, gain treasure, roll the die, 1, 2, or 3. If I roll a 1, 2, or 3, I gain a curse. Or upgrade a card and lose 2 HP. I say we gain a treasure. Okay. Oh, I didn't shuffle these. I'm going to shuffle those because I did know that that was on top. All right, so we got Bag of Preparation. Ooh, at the start of combat, I draw 2 cards. I like it. Okay, but now I have to roll the die. Beep. Perfect. So it's a 4, so I don't gain a curse. Whew, that was close. It was like, oh. It was almost a 1. All right, so that's that event done. So now my only option is to go here, which means we are back into combat with an enemy. So let's pull our enemy. We have the sneaky gremlin. So he has a summon. Summon 3 random gremlins. If playing solo, we'll summon 2 instead. So these are the little gremlin summons. So 2 randos. The mad gremlin. 2 mad gremlins. Why are they so angry? Then we are going to put out their damage cubes. So the mad gremlins have 5 health and the sneaky gremlin has 2 health. And they all just do basic attacks. So we have a 2, a 1, and a 1. They have special abilities. They are angry. They're mad. Angry gremlin. Whenever this enemy takes damage from an attack, they will gain strength. So if something says lose HP or whatever, it wouldn't count, but this is from an actual attack. Strength is one of the status effect tokens here. And basically what strength does is it allows you or whoever has it to deal 1 additional damage for each strength token you have. So I already had a lightning here, so we'll do that. My HP does not reset. Draw 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. Okay. At the start, we will draw 2 cards because of my backpack, my bag of preparation, and then we will roll. Wow. Ooh, rolled so far. So we got a 5, which means we gain 1 block. The die is not going to affect any of the enemies. It's only going to affect kind of whether or not I get an additional block. Okay, here we freaking go. I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't like the looks of these mad gremlins. So I have dual cast to evoke 1 orb twice, which I'm probably going to use. So let's just do that right away. So we'll use 1. I only have 1 orb. I will evoke it twice. It is going to do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that will stay. So we've already done that. I am getting attacked for 2, 3, 4, unless I can kill this guy, which I will. Bop. So he's dead. So we can just put him back here. Then and he didn't give me any rewards or benefits, just FYI. Then I feel like I should just maybe do a defense. So that's protecting me for 2, so I'll at least block 1. Okay, just FYI. I already, see, sometimes you miss something. These are all going to get discarded. But whenever this enemy takes damage, gets strength. So I should have been putting strength tokens on this mad gremlin. Doesn't matter because he died anyway, but I got to remember that they're angry. Okay? Cool. So that's end of turn. I don't have any orbs in here, so it doesn't matter. So now they get to go. He's going to hit me for 2, but I have 2 block, so we're safe there. And then they're going to hit me for 1, so I have to take 1 damage. That's that. Cool. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So we just pull from our discard if we don't have enough. And I only get to draw the extra 2 at the start of combat, just FYI. So now it's back to me. I don't have any orbs yet. Haha. So they're going to be hitting me for 3 unless I can kill 1, which I will be able to do. So I think my plan is I'm going to try to kill off the sneaky gremlin because they only have 2 health, take 1, and then not give them strength. So I will reset that. I will strike for 1. Then I will channel 1 lightning. And we know at the end of the turn that will strike again, which will kill off my sneaky gremlin. And I don't have a discard pile, so this isn't overly helpful. But I will spend, sorry, I should have spent 1. I will spend 1 additional to gain 1 block. And I was supposed to do this. And it didn't matter anyway. So I'm going to discard all of those. End of turn. This is going to pow. Strike that sneaky goblin. I'm just going to place him face down because I will need to gain his rewards at the end of combat. All right, so then it's off to them. He is hitting me for 1, but I do have a shield, so no big deal. I didn't hit them, so he didn't get any strength. That's his whole turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now when I hit them, if I can't kill them right away, they are going to be getting some strength. And I'm not going to be able to kill them. I'm not going to be able to kill them. But, oh, can I? 1, 2, oh, I might. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I won't be able to. And I'm going to give them a lot of strength if I don't. So let's just reset. We'll hit them for 1, which will give them a strength token. So now they're going to be hitting me for 2. Did I forget to roll this again? Okay, good. Didn't matter. I will probably forget to do that a lot. So they're hitting me for 2. I'm going to take this for 1 defense, and I'll do it again for another. Okay? That's all I'm going to do because I know that they're hitting me for 2. Strength doesn't go away either, just FYI. So I hit them for only 1. All right. That was my turn. End of turn, lightning is going to hit them. They don't gain strength when lightning hits them. Just FYI, because they're just straight up taking that damage. So, and they didn't want to use any of these, I don't think. It's not really worth it yet. All right, so they're going to hit me for 2. I have the blocks. So it's all good. All right, so that's 1. Shuffle. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty, back to me. Roll the die, Jamie. Nothing. Sheesh. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do this. So that's 1 energy, evoke 1 orb twice. Each time I evoke this, it does 2 damage. Bump up, up, dead. Dead. Okay? So I win. Haha. So this is just going to go back here. He doesn't give me a reward. We are going to gather up our rewards from this sneaky goblin. Give me $1. I can gain a potion, so let's just see. Heal 2 HP. I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch 1 out because that will come in handy later. You're like, oh, but you haven't really gotten hurt much. Don't I know it? Okay, then we are going to gain a card. Ooh, all right, so we have loop. End of turn, trigger 1. Ooh, okay. This is a power card. End of turn, trigger 1 orb's end of turn ability. For 0, we have claw. 1 damage plus 1 damage of the topmost is 0. And skim, draw 3 cards. I might do this because it's going to give me a little bit more damage to work with, which we love. Okay, and then you are gone. Goodbye. Okay, so now we gotta move here. I kind of want to get to this rest stop so that I can heal myself a little bit because there's not another one until all the heckin' way up here. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to go into another combat. Do be like that sometimes. All right, we have a fungi beast. Yuck. So we have to summon another fungi beast. Pretty close. Alrighty. Whew, it's hot in here, folks. Let me tell ya. It's so hot outside and there's no air conditioning in our studio. Roasted. All right, so we have Fungi Beast and his ally, Fungi Beast. Both disgusting. Yuck. Here we go. All right. So they have an ability called Spore Cloud. So on death, once one of them dies or both of them dies, they're going to give us vulnerable. So for vulnerable, it's going to deal 2 times damage on each attack in the next attack, and then we remove. So that means if I have vulnerable and they attack, it's going to double their attack. It's not great. And we are for sure going to get at least 1, right? Because they're both doing it. All right, so we got to shuffle our deck. I need to gain a lightning, and we get 2 cards because of that. Pretty good. Whoa, Bessie, Bessie, Bessie. I do have a heal 2 HP, which is also good. See, it's all about like choosing the right path in this game. Because if I had gone here, elite. If I had gone here, elite. I'm trying to avoid those guys as much as I can. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So we have to roll the die. It's a 5, which means I gain a defense. And that means this one is going to be gaining 2 strength on their turn. And this one is going to be doing 1 attack and gaining a strength. So if you see this little fire symbol, that means cleave. And if we were playing a multiplayer game, that attack would hit everyone. Okay, so that's what the little flame is. So we're getting hit for 1, basically. All right, so I say we attack for 1. Oop. Well, please, I forgot to gain my extra 2 cards. Silly goose. All right, that's not going to change what I'm going to do. So I've already put my energy down here. We will attack for 1. Yeah, I guess we'll kill off this little fella first. Then I'm going to use this power for 1. End of turn, I can trigger this orb's end of turn ability again. And then I guess I'm just going to gain a shield, even though it doesn't really matter, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll just discard these. So end of turn, we are going to do that. And I forgot already about that power card. Sorry. End of turn, we are going to trigger this end of turn ability again. All right, there we go. Power cards stay out. All right, so it's their turn. We rolled a 5, so this one's gaining 2 strength. Yuck. 2 strength. And then this one is going to hit me for 1 and then gain a strength. That's money. They don't get money. Because you're a rat. Okay, so that's everything. I didn't take any Damagio. All right, let's draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we roll our die. Whee, a 4. Perfect. A 4 will give me a shield. And a 4 means this one's attacking for 2 plus 1 because of strength, so for 3. And then this one is going to be attacking for 1 plus 2 for 3. That sucks. And then they're going to gain another strength. Let's kill somebody. Shall we? Okay, so here, I'm going to channel 1 lightning. Give myself another lightning. Then we will, let's see. I'm just like wondering about, these are going to give me 3 damage. So like 1, 2, I can kill him. 3. And what's he doing? He's doing 3. So I need some protection. So let's pay 1 to get another shield, and that should be fine for now. And then I will pay 1 more to do another damage. These are going to take care of him, so let's do that. Okay, so that's my turn. Then we will do end of turn. So this is going to do 1 damage, boom, dead. Now I am going to gain a vulnerable. Boop. Okay, but he's gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. And then my power is trigger 1 orb's end of round ability, so they will be doing another hit. but they are going to be attacking. So they're hitting me for 1, 2, 3. I have 2 blocks, so I'll be taking 1, and then they are gaining a strength. Oh, I'm vulnerable. They're hitting me for way more than that then. Hold, please. Me. I had 2 of those. Let's roll it back. All right, so they're hitting me for 3. Deal 2 damage on each sword in the next attack. So that means, so they're hitting me for 2 times that. So they're hitting me for 3 because of the strength, because strength adds +1 damage, times 2. So they're hitting me for 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's bad. Oh, and then they're gaining strength. Why did I put that back? And then we get rid of the vulnerable. I don't want to be vulnerable again. Yikes, let's heal too. Let's do that. Big yikes, huge yikes. Okay, so that wasn't very good. It's a good thing that we can rest next turn. Let's kill this guy, I think. Would be a good thing to do right now. So they have 4 health left, or yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 health left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Please give me something. All right, so we're going to reset this. We're going to roll this. Doesn't help me. That means they're gaining 2 strength. So we're going to be able to kill them before they attack again, which is great. So evoke 1 orb twice. So this is going to do 4, 1, 2, and again 3, 4. Boom, dead. Upon death, gain a vulnerable, but the tokens get removed between sections, so we're not going to bother with that. Perfect. So they're dead, which is lovely. It's exactly what I wanted to happen. So now we're going to gain some benefits. We will gain $1, 1 potion. We got fairy in a bottle. When your HP becomes 0, instead set your HP to 2 and discard this item. Very helpful. And then a card. Ooh, 2 orb slots. That's pretty good. I thought I said bean cell, but it doesn't. All right, so we have capacitator, gain 2 orb slots. We haven't been getting a lot of cards that let us gain more orbs. This one is going to depend on the die that we roll. So this lets us deal damage and vulnerable. This one's protection, 2 shield to any player. You may switch rows with another player. That's only for playing multiple, so I would just get 2 shield. I kind of want the orb slots. That might be the wrong choice considering the cards that I have. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do beam cell. I've changed my mind. Alrighty. So that was crazy. We are now going up to the campsite, and I will be choosing to heal 1, 2, 3. But we might not make it through. There's not another campsite until so far away. Wasn't it funny when I was like, I'm only going to play Act 1 as if I was going to survive Act 1? It's just that I played a couple days ago and I crushed Act 1. I was like, a breeze. Totally a breeze. Assuming I haven't played anything wrong, which we all know is very possible. All right, so let's go. Doesn't really matter. I'll go here. And then we're going to gain a treasure. We are gaining a lantern. At the start of combat, gain an energy. That is super helpful. Super helpful. Here's the question. Let's be logical here. There's an elite here, but it would only be 1 more fight before the boss versus at least 1, 2, and 2. Sucks I didn't get to go to the merchant, but is that crazy to go up against an elite? No, it's fine. We're going to go here. We are going to face elite. You guys have to watch me fight an elite and probably die from one. So let's do an event. The cleric. Hello, friend. I am cleric. Are you interested in my services? Hell yeah, I am. So we get to choose. First is heal. Pay $1 to heal 3, which would put me to full health. Prayer, pay $2 to upgrade a card. Purify, pay $3 to remove a card, or leave, nothing happens. Guess what? I will pay $1 to put myself up to full health. Which means, unless I've taken a lot of damage, here I could just upgrade a card, which would be pretty good. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, Elite. 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 We have Lagavulin. Lagavulin. I don't know. Okay, so their health, we're going to need this board here. Their health, because I'm one player, is going to be 22. And I don't know about you, but Lagavulin, or whatever his name is feeling 22. We're also going to need another token. So how these ones work is this token is going to just keep cycling. The first round, nothing is like gonna happen. Basically, they're sleeping. Then they'll attack for 4, attack for 4, they'll do 2 weakened, and then gain 1 strength. And then when we go back up here, we'll go to the red and not to the gray. Okay. Whew. This is gonna be intense. Okay, so let's look at all of our stuff now. So I gain 1 extra energy, and I draw 2 extra cards. Because of all my stuff that I have, all my trinkets, my treasures. All right, and I already have my lightning here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2, 6, 7. And I do have cards I can use if I need them. And I have to roll the die. But wow. So it's a 1, so that does nothing. He's not affected by dice. So this round, they are not doing anything to me. They are sleeping. At the end of their turn, we'll move the cube down. So me gaining block right now is not very helpful. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put out my loop card to be able to trigger 1 orb's end of turn thingamabopper 2 times. I will channel 1 lightning. I will, for 1, evoke 1 orb twice. So we are going to evoke this one, which will do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to go away. And I still have 1 because I started with 1 extra, and I may as well just attack again for that 1 last one. And all I had left in my hand was defense. Oops, where's my power card? Sneaky little goose. Almost put you in my discard. Okay. So now it's end of turn, and we are going to deal our 1 lightning damage, and then we have our power. We will deal 1 more because we are looping. It's a circle. Knowledge. I almost did that again. My God. Okay, so that's them. That's me, I should say. Now it's their turn, so they're not doing anything. So we're just moving this cube. And now it's back to us. So I'm going to roll the die so I don't forget. It's a 6. That does not help me. All right. So back to 3, and I don't get to draw any extra. We had our fun while it lasted. Ooh. So they're going to be attacking me for 4. So I am definitely going to need some defense. That sucks. This one, if I had a 0 card on top, I don't think I had any that I played. Boop. Okay. So let's spend 1 for the defense. It's not super duper helpful. The rest I could, oh, this is a 0. So we'll definitely do that. And then I have 2 left, and they're all attacks. So let's use Beam Cell because it's going to allow me to do a damage. And then, because I rolled a 6, if you're like, why? And then I have 1. How many did I spend? 1, 2, 3. This is my last one to do 1 more damage. Okay. And then I just had 1 strike left. So these will all get discarded here. We will trigger this, which will deal damage, and then we will loop it to deal 1 more. All right. Good stuff. Now it's over to them. They're hitting me for 4, but I have 2 block, so I take 2. This will move down. They are going to be hitting me for 4 again next turn. And they're currently down to 11 health. So let's see. Oh, I have these too. I'm not getting any potions from them. That's okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we can do here. So they're hitting me for 4. I have only 1 defense. So we're going to have to use the defense. We'll reset. 1 defense. Boop. What do all these do? When your HP becomes 0, put a card from your discard pile into your hand. It costs 0. Not helpful. This one, it's not really... This one basically lets me treat each sword as a separate 0 cost attack. So it lets me hit for 3. But that's okay. I don't think we want to use that. That might be better to save for the boss. So let's channel a lightning. I haven't gotten any cards that give me any other cool stuff. I'm so sorry. And then obviously we'll do a strike. So we'll hit for 1. All right. So that actually is just going to be 9, and this will go away. So he's down to 9. I had 2 more strike cards. End of turn, we'll hit for 2. 1, 2. And then end of turn, we'll trigger 1 orb again. So they're hitting me for 4, but I have 1 block. So for 3. 1, 2, 3. Yuck. Then they're going to move down. So on their next turn, what they're doing, they're going to gain strength, and then they're going to gain 2 of these. Why can't I remember? Weak. 2 weak tokens is what they'll be giving to me. And basically how weak works is when I attack with a weak token, it will be -1 damage on each sword in my next attack. And then it gets removed. Not fun. Okay. So that's them. It's back to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that there, maybe. Ooh, key dokey. We have all this defense. That's brutal. So this is going to let me dual cast, evoke 1 orb twice. So this I'll do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, because evoke each time we'll get 2 damage. And then, oh man, I'm going to kill him before it's over because this is going to do 1 + 1, and that will put him down to 0. That's great. So for our last 2, we'll just do 2 defense just for the heck of it. End of turn, 1 damage, loop, 1 damage, dead. Whew. Whew. Okay, so that's that. That's great. I am low on health though. They're going to give me 2 coins. I haven't even gotten to go shopping because I've been skipping the shopping areas. Look at all this freaking money I have and no shopping. They're going to give me a treasure. So we have Blood Vial. Start of combat, heal 1. That's great. Love that. And then we'll get a card. 2, 3. All right. So we have Steam Barrier, which I'm not going to take because I already have one. We have, oh my God, these are all defense cards. We have Force Field. 3 defense, costs 1 less energy for each power you have in play. Great. 2 defense and channel 1 Frost. That's what we want. We want Frost. Frost gives you defense. I just want to have something other than lightning. What I really want is to be able to channel Dark, because Dark is cool. Okay, so we're going to reset, and we're going to be on our merry little way up here, and I will be healing 1, 2, 3. I'll heal for 3. Instead of upgrading, I might upgrade at the next stop, but then I won't be at full health, and that does feel silly, but then I'll be at almost full health. It'll be fine. All right, so let's move our boot to do an event. Upgrade Shrine. I was just talking about upgrading. Before you lies in a... Before you... read that weird. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit. So the two options are pray, upgrade a card, or sacrifice, upgrade 2 random cards and lose 2 HP. Well, we're not doing that, are we? So, ooh-ha. Let's see what our power upgrade is. End of turn is trigger 1 orb's end of turn ability twice. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so we've upgraded a card. This can leave. And then we'll move again. And now we're on a rest stop. So the options here are to heal 3, but I only have 2, and I have this to heal 1 at the beginning of combat, so I don't think I'm going to do that. So instead, I will be upgrading a card. So let's just... No. I have to take them out sometimes to see. I don't want to upgrade any of my basic cards. So let's see. What is dual cast upgrade? Evoke 1 orb twice, but it costs 0. That's a contender. Beam cell. Ooh, it's just no matter what. Yeah, I think... Yeah, let's do that. So this is now, instead of me having to roll something specific, it just does 1 damage and applies 1 vulnerable. I think that's what I want to do. What does zap do? Hold please. Okay, let's do channel 1 lightning for 0. Actually, I think that's better. What was this one? Yeah, I'm going to upgrade my zap card. I don't know if that's the right choice, but it's what I'm doing. Because no matter what, I'm still damaging with this one. All right, these are the decisions that I've made. We are now fighting the boss. So let's flip them. Slime boss. Blech. All right. So slime boss, actually he's going to come down here because I'm not going to be able to see anything. He has one of these little trackers. He's basically going to be mucking up our hand with these cards, which is not great. And when he dies, so he has split. On death, at the start of the next round, we will summon a large slime, acid slime, and spike slime in that order from the summon deck for each player. Of course, it's just me. Because we are playing solo, he has 22 health. 22. So once he dies, we'll have 3 more enemies that we then have to also fight and defeat. All right, and basically, so the status that he's giving us are these green ones. They basically muck up your hand, but you can pay 1 energy to exhaust it and get rid of it. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can fight the boss. We've got a couple of things that we get to do in the first round. So the first thing he's going to do is give us 3 of those status cards, which is not lovely, but at least he's not attacking. So I will heal 1 HP. I will gain 1 extra energy, and I will draw 2 extra cards. I already have my lightning here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 extras. For our starting hand, we still have our 3 potions, which is great. This one will be good when we get the other characters out because it lets me do 3 attacks basically. And then we got to roll the die. 3. Whoa, that was a 3. A 3 does nothing for me. Classic. All right, so we got lots of good stuff going on here. I do think Loop Plus will be great. So it's going to cost me 1 energy, and then that power card is just out, which I like having it out. Maybe we'll put her here. So they're not attacking me, so I don't need to worry as much about defense. Although this one lets me channel Frost, which will be great. So let's do Beam Call first. So I rolled a 3, so I will get to do 1 damage and place out 1 vulnerable. So they're vulnerable. So now I would like to attack them again. How much did that one cost me? 1. Okay. So this cost me 1. So now my attack is doubled. I don't have anything else that's cool. So it's doubled. So I'll hit him for 2, 1, 2, down to 19. Then, Oh, and then this is gone. Could attack again. I think I have to attack again because channeling the frost, it might actually not be a terrible idea. Because it will give me a defense. Yeah, let's just do that for 2. It'll give me 2 defense right now, but it will let me channel a frost, which will give me defense at the end of my turn. So that's everything. I do have this steam barrier, but he's not attacking, so there's not really a point in me even using it. Okay. Then we'll do end of turn. So lightning is going to strike, channel, and then the frost will give me 1 shield. Okay. I think that's me. So it's over to them. They are putting 3 of these into my discard pile. Don't love that. And then we're going to move this down. So next turn, they are going to be hitting for 3 and putting 2 more of these in my discard pile. Oops, I was also supposed to do this. Trigger 1 orbs end of turn twice. Ooh, so I'm going to go pat, pat, because I'll do the lightning. That's right, I upgraded that card. That's pretty good. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll the die. Yes, I really want a 5. Okay, so we'll reset everything. Now they're hitting me for 3, and I did get a bunch of defense. So I'm going to gain 1 from this. So let's spend 1, spend 1. So that's going to cover me for their attack. And then I'll use my last one to attack for 1. And then this is, just so everybody knows, that's what I have. Then we'll do end of turn. So I'll gain a defense for my frost. I will do 1 hit. And then here, trigger 1 orbs end of turn ability twice. I'll do the lightning because I'm already covered on this. So I'll hit pat, pat twice. Okay. Cool. So that's everything. On to them. They are hitting me for 3. 1, 2, 3. I've blocked everything, but they're adding 2 more statuses to my deck. See? Amok, amok, amok. Now this turn, if I don't kill them, they're gonna hit me for 6. Yuck. So now I have to shuffle all of these up and hope that I don't just pull nothing but status cards. That would be brutal. Can you imagine? What a yucky thing to have happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I got 2. Ugh, yuck. Okay, so they're hitting me for 6. Well, this one is costing me 0 and will give me 1 defense. This one is costing me 0, oopsies, and will give me 1 lightning. I'll spend 1 for this, evoke 1 orb twice, and I think I'm probably actually going to evoke, I could do 4 damage. I'm going to be taking 5. Okay, I'm going to evoke this twice, 1, 2. So that gives me 3 shields total. I still have, how much did I spend? 1. So I will spend 2 of these to exhaust these status cards. Which you're like, wow, that's pretty good, but that also means I didn't get to do much of anything. All right, so we'll do end of turn. Oh, I evoked this twice, so that's gone. I don't think I've evoked any of these without getting rid of them. But anyways, so I will trigger. This will do 1, this will do 1. 1, 2. Gone. That's going to go down to 9. And then, wait. 1, 2, so it's at 10. I think I did that wrong in the last fight. If I did, I apologize. I think I got up to here and then I just put it right to 9. Then I can trigger 1 orb's end of turn ability twice, so I'll hit for 2 more. 1, 2, so we're at 8. Okay, that's me. I see. They're gonna hit me for 6, so I have 3 blocks, so they're hitting me for 1, 2, 3. I do still have this, which does let me gain 2 health when I die, so that's helpful. And I have this to put something from my discard pile into my hand to cost 0. but I don't want to use that yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, give me, well, this doesn't matter. They're just going back up to here. So on this turn, they're going to be giving me 3 more status effects. On their turn, I should say. So they have 8 health left. Okay. They're not hitting me. So let's do this, which will be 1. I can hit them for 1 and then deal a vulnerable. And I can deal the vulnerable because, not on me, because I rolled a 3. Then I will strike again to do double. So it's only 2, and that goes away. And then, I guess, they're not hitting me, so there's no point in defending. So I'll just spend my last one to get rid of this status effect. Okay. Then it's end of turn. So 1 damage, pachoo, 1 damage, pachoo. And I'll activate 1 twice. Pachoo, pachoo. God, that's so close. It's so close to them having death. Is there any... This would be such a waste. It's fine. All right, so they are giving me 3 of these into my discard pile. That's their whole turn. They're going to die, so I'm not super worried about what they got going on here. All right, so it's going to be back to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll the die. A 1, which does nothing for me. So let's just kill them. Dead. Okay, so they are dead, which means they're not attacking me, which is great. On death, at the start of the next round, so this round is going to be over. They're not going to be attacking or anything. We're going to get rid of all of these cards. At the beginning of the next round, we are going to summon a large slime, acid slime, and spike slime. So let's grab those. And then it's going to, like, their turn is basically skipped. What did I say? Spike, acid, and large, and in charge. All right. So we have 3 new enemies that we now have to defeat. So we'll keep him over here because we've defeated him. That can go away. So let's put out all their health. Large slime has 12. Acid slime has 5, and spike slime also has 5. All right. So that basically ends my turn. They don't get a turn because they're putting out at the start of round. They are put out back to me. 1, 2, 3. See, this is why I wanted to save this card, because now I can, like, attack a bunch of them, all of them if I want to, or I could attack the same one over and over again. All right, 5 cards. All right, let's roll this. Give me, that's a cocked die. We'll roll it again. Okay, 4. There we go. All right, so I get 1 block from that. That means this one is going to be doing 3 damage and giving me 2 statuses. This one's going to be doing 2 damage. This one is going to do 1 damage and a daze. Yuck. So that's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, which is not awesome. Everything is not awesome. So I don't really have a lot of attack anyway. So we'll spend 1, 2 to get 1, 2. And channel 1 frost, which will be good. Then I have steam barrier, which I can get another 1. I don't have a top of the discard pile, so that doesn't matter. 3, 4, 5, 6 total. So I'm at 4. That will give me 1. I'll spend my last one to get 1 more defense. I am playing defensively here. Okay. So right now I have 5 defense. We'll do end of round. The blue will give me 1 more. So I have 6. So I'll be able to block everything. And then I can do 1 damage. Chow. 1 damage. Chow. And then this one again twice. Chow, chow. really wish that I could have done one more. Just one. One more would have been great. I technically could have... Do I want to retcon that? Instead of that last defense, let's just pretend I instead played the strike, because that would have killed them and that would have been the smarter thing to do. So they're gone. Okay. That's what's fun about solo games. You can retcon and nobody cares. You guys might care. I don't care though, so it's fine. Okay, so that's my turn. It is... Oh shoot, I wanted to use this. Let's use this now, shall we? Oh, it doesn't matter because I have enough. It's fine that that other guy's dead. So I have 1, 2, 3 attack, and I could treat them each as 0 attack. I'm just going to use this now. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to hit this guy, I think, over and over and over again. And now that potion has been drunk up. Put a card from your discard pile in your hand. I wonder if I want to do that next turn. I don't. Okay, anyways, now it's their turn. So this one's hitting me for 3 and putting 2 status effects in my discard. So 1, 2, 3. And he's hitting me for 2, so 1, 2. So I block everything because the other one didn't get a chance to attack me because I said not today. No thank you. No thank you, slime. Slime man. Back to me. I'm going to roll this first. It's a 1. So 4 damage and 2 damage and a daze. Yikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one only needs 2 hits. Ooh. Yuck, 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 yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Ooh, okay. I'm going to do this. So I'm going to channel 1 lightning. But because this is full, I can instead then evoke a lightning. So I will evoke, well, I could evoke any, but I'll choose a lightning. So this is going to do 2 damage. Boop, boop. And that's going to kill off that guy, which is great. And then that's gone because I evoked it, and then I replace it with the new one that I've channeled, and that costs 0. Phew, okay. Then for 1, I'll attack. Boop. And then for another 1, I will defend. They're hitting me for 4. Wish I had more. And then for 1, I'll get rid of a status card. Okay. Cool. So it's end of turn. I get 1 defense for my frost, and I'll do 1, 2. And then I can evoke 1 twice. I will obviously... Yes, I'll evoke a lightning twice. So, or sorry, trigger twice. 1, 2. So for 2 more. It wasn't evoked. It was looped. Okay, it's their turn. They're hitting me for 4, but I have 2 blocks, so they're hitting me for 2. I really need to kill them. Otherwise, I'm dead. I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Roll high. 6. Perfect. So they're going to hit me for 1 and then give me 2 weak. So I do have this. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Channel 1 lightning, I think I might put into my hand. And then that potion will be gone. Because it costs 0, and it's super helpful when all of this is full. All right, so I'm actually going to do that first. So I will, oh, it's 0. Don't have to pay. So I'll channel 1 lightning, and we're going to do exactly what we just did. So we'll evoke 1 of these to do 2 damage. And then I'll put that in there. That cost me nothing. Then I will spend 1 to evoke something twice. I'll evoke this lightning twice. So that's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're dead. Boom. 0. Dead. I did it. I did it. Yay. Okay. So they're dead. That's it. Basically. I will now get, we'll just go through the whole thing. I will get 3, so I'll take 5, put 2 back, 3 coin, gain a relic. So in a solo game, you get to draw 3, choose 1. So I have Snickle Eye. Snickle Eye. This one is to roll a die, which would be helpful with this loaded die ability. 1 or 2, draw 2 cards. 3 or 4, gain energy. Or 5 or 6, become dazed. Yikes. Pandora's Box, transform 3 cards, use this immediately, then discard it. Or Coffee Dripper, at the start of your turn, gain an energy, but you can't rest at rest stops. No thanks. I mean, I would probably go with Pandora's Box. That sounds good to me. So I'll just show you how that works. So transform, so you remove a card from your deck. So let's just say, oh, these are gone. These status effects do not stay, thank goodness. Let's just say it's a defense. Okay, so you just remove it from your deck and then you gain a random card from the top of your card pile here. And it just like transforms into this. Whew, okay. My friends, that is Slay the Spire Act 1, and I won, which is great, assuming I didn't do anything wrong. I am known to do that sometimes, but I don't think that I did. If you were to continue on with the game, and the only reason I'm not is because it can take like 3 hours to play through all 3 acts, assuming you survive everything. And that's just a very long time to sit in this very hot room, if you ask me. This game is so much fun. I have personally only played it solo so far, but I know lots of people who've played it cooperatively and love it. And basically, if you play it cooperatively, there's just more monsters that come out, but you also have team members that can help you defeat the monsters and the enemies and all that good stuff. But it's so much fun. It's such a good little puzzle. Sometimes you get lucky with the path that you have and the enemies that come up and the cards that you get. Because like, if you look, this is the stack of cards that I was like pulling from to update my deck. And there's some like really cool things in here. And I never even got a golden ticket. Oh, I should have mentioned with the slime boss, you also do get one of the rare rewards. So I would have gotten to choose one of these to add into my deck. And those are pretty great. Pretty great. So anyways, that is what I have for the playthrough for this month. If you're interested in me continuing on and doing Act 2, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. I'll just keep everything the way it is right now. So put that in the comments if you're interested. But yeah, that's everything I have for this month. I will be back again next month with another solo playthrough. Once again, I am Jamie from Foster the Meeple and BoardGameGeek. Please check the description below for the BGG page to Slay the Spire so you can check it out yourself. But that's everything that I have for today. I'll see you again next month and happy gaming. Goodbye.